So, liebe Freunde, herzlich willkommen noch einmal zu unserem Programm. Today, after accusative prepositions, we are going to look into the dative prepositions. The very common dative preposition is aus. Aus literally means from, out of. These two meanings you should keep in mind, from and out of. For example, Herr Fischer kommt aus Österreich. Mr. Fischer comes from Austria. When we say this, Mr. Fischer comes from Austria, that shows a Herkunft, a origin. That means literally that Mr. Fischer is a native of Austria. He is born and brought up in Austria. Only then we will say Herr Fischer kommt aus Austria. He is a native of Austria and he is from Austria. He is an Austrian. That shows a Herkunft and origin. In this, Austria has got no article, so it is kommt aus Österreich. But in the case of USA, sie kommt aus den USA. She comes from the United States of America. It is the USA, plural. So aus is a preposition with dative, and so dative plural will be den USA. She is from, she is coming from, she is an American, she is coming from America. Or Frau Schmidt kommt aus der Schweiz. It is die Schweiz. In dative, die will change to der. So, Frau Schmidt kommt aus der Schweiz. Mrs. Schmidt comes from Switzerland. That is her place of origin. She is born and brought up here. Now, what is the difference between aus and von? That's a place where many people have doubt. As I said earlier, aus always shows a place, an origin, Herkunft. Say for example, if you as an Indian, if you go to Austria and if you are coming back to India, then you can say ich komme von Österreich and not ich komme aus Österreich. If you say ich komme aus Österreich, that would mean that you are a citizen of Austria. Your place of origin is in Austria. Otherwise, you will have to use the preposition von, naturally, which is also used with dative. So I hope I have made the difference between aus and von clear to you. But aus has got other meanings also. It is used in other contexts also. For example, der Tisch ist aus Holz. The table is made of wood. Aus means made of, it is from, it comes from, it is made of wood. So here aus takes the meaning made of, or the ring is aus Gold. The ring is made of gold. Dieses Kleid ist aus der Mode. Mode is fashion. Dieses Kleid is aus der Mode. This cloth is out of fashion. Aus takes such a meaning also. So from and out of and made of. Other meanings, hat ein Herz aus Stein. He has a heart made of stone. Ein Herz aus Stein. Another meaning, ich trinke Wasser aus einem Glas. I drink water from a glass, out of a glass. So if something is contained in a glass or a bottle, and if you drink it from the bottle or the glass, then you have to use the preposition aus. I am drinking water out of a glass. That means, but in spoken English you say I drink water from a glass, but the meaning behind that from is out of. Another meaning, ich gehe ihm aus dem Weg. I go out of the way. When he comes towards me, then I go out of the way. Aus dem Weg. Gehen Sie mir aus dem Weg. You go out of the way. So it is out of. Another meaning, aus diesem Grund kann ich Ihnen nicht helfen. Here aus takes the meaning because of. Because of this reason, I cannot help you. Or, das Kind kommt aus der Schule. The child comes from the school. People also say das Kind kommt von der Schule, but the correct usage will be das Kind kommt aus der Schule. He comes out of the school. Then we have a preposition by. By cannot be translated because it is being used in different contexts in different ways. With, under the care of, near. There are several meanings for by, and the meanings will be clear to you only from the Beispielssätze. Look at the first example. Ich habe kein Geld bei mir. I don't have any money with me. Ich habe kein Geld bei mir. I don't have any money with me. That means in my person or in my bank or at home, nowhere. Alva liegt bei Kochi. The city of Alva is situated near Kochi. Here by takes the meaning near, in the vicinity. Or, warst du heute beim Arzt? Were you today with the doctor? So it is difficult to explain what is that beim means. Beim actually you can split it into bei plus dem, dative. Beim. Bei plus dem becomes beim. But when you say warst du heute beim Arzt, that means did you go to the doctor today for consultation? Were you with him? That is warst du heute beim Arzt. And then comes the most important example. For example, lebt bei seinen Eltern. He is living with his parents. But here this with has got a different meaning. When you say wohnt bei seinen Eltern, that means that he is at present living under the protection of his parents. That is that by really means. The parents are there, he is still young, he is not earning enough money to stand on his own foot, so he is under the protection of his parents. And later in life, it can also mean that the parents have grown old, you are looking after the parents, and then you have to say the Eltern leben bei ihm or the Eltern leben bei mir. The parents are living under my protection. So that's what hereby means. It is not just with, like with, under the protection, under the care of. That's what the by really means. Another common usage, bei meiner Ankunft in Kochi holte mich mein Freund vom Bahnhof. Bei meiner Ankunft in Kochi, as I arrived in Kochi, my friend picked me up from the railway station. So here by takes a meaning as. Another meaning, hast du Paris bei Nacht gesehen? Have you seen Paris during the night? By Nacht, during, with full of illumination, the nightlife and all this and all that. So that's that. By here means during. Or war Offizier bei Bosch. Bosch is a big German company. He was an officer with Bosch. He was working for Bosch. Another sentence. Hinterließ bei seinem Tod 4 kleine Kinder. Bei seinem Tod, with his death, he left behind 4 small children. So with his death, as and when he died, after his death, he left behind 4 small children. Bei uns gibt es nicht so viel Verkehr. That is a typical German usage. Bei uns gibt es nicht so viel Verkehr. That means we do not have so much traffic in our country or in our city. So here by just cannot be translated. You will have to translate the whole sentence and say that there is no much traffic in our city or in our country. So here by takes the meaning in. So as I said earlier, by takes lots of meanings, and you can understand the meaning and the spirit of by only from the Beispielsätze. And I would rather suggest that you keep on reading this Beispielsätze so that you know what actually is the meaning of by. Then we have mit, with. Man isst die Suppe mit einem Löffel. One eats the soup with the spoon. Ich fahre mit meinen Kindern nach Mysore. I am going to Mysore with my children. Mit meinen Kindern. Dativ plural. Wohnt mit seinen Freunden. He is staying with his friends. Dativ plural, seinen Freunden. Remember, he is not under the protection of his friends. They are all of equal status. So we cannot say wohnt bei seinen Freunden. So it is everybody is spending equally money and sharing the rent and everything. Nobody is under nobody's protection. So wohnt mit seinen Freunden. He is staying with his friends. Then comes nach, local sense. Wann fahren Sie nach Bangalore? When do you go to Bangalore? Towards. It shows a direction from the point of view of the speaker. Nach, towards. Usually nach stays or stands in front of places of cities or countries. Ich fahre nach Japan. Ich fahre nach Deutschland. Ich fahre nach Indien. Ich fahre nach Österreich und so weiter und so weiter. The only exception being, ich fahre nach Hause. Hause is not a name of a city, it's not the name of a country, but still that is a very special usage in German. I am going home. Ich fahre nach Hause. That you should learn as a exception. Das ist eine Ausnahme. Coming back to the sentences. Nach dem Essen schlafe ich eine Stunde. It's a temporal sense. After the meals, after my food, I sleep for an hour. After. Der Tourist fragt nach einem Hotel. So it is combined with fragen. It takes an entirely different meaning. Der Tourist fragt nach einem Hotel. The tourist inquires about a hotel. Fragen, nachfragen, to inquire. How do they inquire? Is there a good hotel somewhere near here? Is it costly? Is it good? And so on. In der Klasse sitzen die Kinder nach dem Alphabet. There is a big classroom and the children are sitting there, but how? Nach dem Alphabet. according to the alphabetical order. Those people with the names with A, they sit, then comes B, then comes C, and so on. Also, nach also takes the meaning according to. Die Kinder sitzen nach dem Alphabet. The children sit according to the alphabet. And ich gehe nach Hause. I've already explained that. Meiner Meinung nach ist das falsch. In my opinion, or according to me, it is wrong. So, in or according to. Nach 6 Uhr wird es dunkel, again in a temporal sense. After 6 o'clock, in Winter in Germany, es wird dunkel. Nach 6 Uhr wird es im Winter in Deutschland dunkel. It becomes dark. Then we have the preposition seit, since. Meine Tante ist seit 4 Wochen krank. My auntie is sick since 4 weeks. Now, since has got a special meaning. Look at this sentence. My auntie is sick since 4 weeks. So, 4 weeks back, so it is in the past, but she is still sick. That means something which happened in the past that is continuing even now. That's where you use the preposition seit. So, 1 foot in the Vergangenheit, 1 foot in the past tense, and 1 foot in the present. It is still going on. That activity or that status is still going on. That means that my auntie became sick 4 weeks back, and even now, even today, when I am speaking this, she is sick. That's the meaning of seit. Seit 8 Monaten lerne ich Deutsch. I learned German since 8 weeks. I started learning German 8 months back, and even now, even today, I am learning German. Seit wann arbeiten Sie hier? Since when are you working here? That means you are still keeping on working here. And since when? How many months or how many years back? We have the preposition von. Von takes actually 2 meanings, of or from, mainly 2 meanings. Look at the sentences. Der Brief ist von meinem Vater. The letter is from my father. From my father. Was wollen Sie von mir? What do you want from me? Bringen Sie mir die Zeitung von Montag. You bring me the newspaper of Monday, not from, of Monday. Der Zug fährt von Kochi nach Chennai. The train travels from Kochi to Chennai. Das ist ein Drama von Shakespeare. That's a drama of Shakespeare. Ich habe Urlaub vom 23. Dezember bis zum 3. Januar. I have vacation from the, you have to be careful here, it's not from 23rd December, from the 23rd December up to or till the 3rd January. And now we come to zu. Zu is a preposition in German language which takes innumerable meanings. It is being used in so many contexts that you'll have to spend some time to master it. It will become clear to you as we go through the sentences. Shall we begin? Okay, look at it. Wann gehst du zum Arzt? When are you going to the doctor? Zum, remember, zu is dative, so Arzt is der Arzt. their Arzt will become dem Arzt. So one gets to zum Arzt. When are you going to the doctor? And that zum will become zur in the case of a feminine noun. It is die Ärztin. So die will become der in dative. Heute gehe ich zur Ärztin. Today I am going to the lady doctor. So to. Wir gehen zu Fuß in die Schule. We are going by foot. So zu takes the meaning by foot. That you should learn it as a Redewendung, as a fixed usage. Zu Fuß gehen, to go by walk. Ich gehe zu Fuß in die Schule. Heute kam der Arzt zur rechten Zeit. Today the doctor came in the right time. Zur rechten Zeit. In the right time. Zu unserer Zeit gab es keine Handys. During our times, there were no mobiles. During our time, zu takes the meaning zu. Ich bin dir zum Dank verpflichtet. I am thankful to you. I am obliged to thank you. Ich spreche zu dir. I am speaking to you. But look, ich gebe dir. I am giving you. Ich kaufe dir. I am buying you. Ich schenke dir. I am presenting you. In all these sentences, there is no zu. But the moment you use the verb sprechen, it takes ich spreche zu dir. I am talking to you. These are some, these things cannot be explained. You have to learn it by heart. Gestern war ich nicht zu Hause. Yesterday I was not at home. Zu takes an entirely different meaning. Zu Hause, at home. Gestern war ich nicht zu Hause. Yesterday I was not at home. Zum Wohl. When the Germans, they drink together in a party, they lift the beer glass or the wine glass and say zum Wohl, Prost, cheers, health to you, for your good health. So again, zum Wohl, it cannot be translated, it just means, it can take different meanings, for your health, cheers, and all that. The preposition is zu. And then in your presentation, after a speech or something, you conclude by saying, zum Schluss möchte ich sagen. Concluding, I would like to say. Zum Schluss cannot be translated. Concluding, I am cutting short and summarizing everything. And finally, I would like to say, that is a zum Schluss, but the preposition is zu. Wir fahren zum Bahnhof. We are going to the railway station. Was sagen Sie zu meinem Deutsch? What's your opinion about my German? Those said, there zu takes the meaning about. Was sagen Sie zu meinem Deutsch? What do you say to my German? What do you think about my German? Kauft Mangos 1 Kilo zu 3 Rupien. He is buying mangoes 3 rupees for a kilo. There takes the zu 4. Another example, setzen Sie sich zu mir. Take your place near me. There zu takes the meaning near. Was essen Sie zu Mittag? What do you eat for lunch? Die Zahlung ist zum 15. April fällig. The payment is due on 15th of April. There zu takes the meaning on. Die Deutschen trinken Wein zum Essen. The Germans drink wine during their food. During. Zu Weihnachten fahre ich nach Hause. For Christmas I am going home. There zu takes the meaning for on that occasion. Und wir gratulieren unserem Großvater zu seinem 80. Geburtstag. We congratulate our grandfather on the occasion of his 80th birthday. Dazu takes the meaning on the occasion. Wir brauchen Papier zum Schreiben. We need paper for writing. Wir haben ihn zum Minister gewählt. We have selected him as a minister. Hierzu takes the meaning as. Meine Liebe zu ihm ist grenzenlos. My love and my affection for him is beyond limits. Das Spiel steht 3:5. It's a football match. One party has scored 3 goals, the other 2. So the game is standing at 3-2. These are all typical German expressions which can be hardly translated into any other language. What I suggest is learn the prepositions only in the context of sentences. A few more are coming. Zum Tag der Republik haben wir einen Feiertag. During the Republic Day, it is a holiday for us. Wir laden dich zum Abendessen. We are inviting you for dinner. Sie trank eine Limonade zur Erfrischung. Sie drank a lime juice to refresh herself. Hat das Buch nur zur Hälfte gelesen. He has read the book only up to the half. Only the half the book. The rest of the half he has not read. So you see, before we come into the final preposition gegenüber, as I said earlier, zu is a preposition which you will find used in innumerable contexts. So if you want to understand the real sense of zu, I please go through all these Beispielsätze mehrmals, many times, so that you will understand what zu. It's just a preposition with 2 alphabets, Z and U, but the usage is tremendous. Tremendous, I would say. Coming back to the last preposition in dative, that is gegenüber, opposite. Im Zug saß gegenüber mir ein hübsches Mädchen. A pretty girl was sitting opposite to me in the training. Opposite, just opposite, physically opposite. And my house is dem Kino Carnival gegenüber. My house is just opposite to the cinema carnival. Remember, gegenüber can be in the middle or anywhere in the sentence, but it can also be at the end of the sentence. So these are the main prepositions with dative. So go through the prepositions accusative and dative before we go to the Wechsel prepositions. Viel Glück. Dankeschön.